Yeah, what was involved in designing software that's going to recognize a dog or recognize a umbrella? I mean, how does this?
Well, a lot of people sitting down with real images labeling them. So we do that with interns, graduate students who come and stay, but their time is valuable, and we often set up an Amazon Mechanical Turk task where we send it out to Amazon, and people use a tool to, say, label data sets, which then come back, and we can use those approximate bounding boxes on objects to then train the network.
That's really.
So it really is the wisdom of the crowd distilled into an algorithm. So it's not really AI versus people, it's people helping people. So this one's something rather different. So we're, as you know, 360 video is very interesting. And typically what you do today is you have a 360 camera and you capture the scene with the camera maybe handheld in a live capture. And then you want to be able to view it in a head-mounted display. Well, this can lead to a number of problems. One is that the video may wobble, which may make people feel somewhat queasy and unwell. But the other problem, which is more subtle, is that your head has to move to exactly where the camera was in the scene. If I move my head side to side and the film doesn't do that, then I lose that sense of immersion because I don't get motion parallax, as it's called. So what we're doing here is reconstructing the 3D scene using computer vision, low-level computer vision algorithms. And then once we've reconstructed an approximate 3D model, we can then get rid of wobble and stabilize the video. We can smooth out the camera path so that it's less upsetting to people, especially who are sensitive to it. And we can even pause the camera but have the video motion keep going. So we have a series of jumps rather than smooth motion, because some people may tolerate that better. So it's slightly blurring the lines between something that was photographically captured and something that was modeled as full 3D. It's somewhere in between.
And to me, kind of the light field display technology is the thing that's most interesting to this being a seamless experience, because I think the hang-up that everyone can agree with technologies like 3D and even to an extent the kind of VR and AR experiences is that you got to get someone to put on a pair of glasses. And not everyone wears glasses. And so I think that's a kind of a big pain point. And I think that until you have that, it's really hard for this to reach the complete penetration, the obvious penetration that you have. This will all succeed. The idea of, no one's doubting the success of HoloLens and all the different kind of VR headsets that are out there, but that technology is the one that I think is when we've really kind of achieved what we're trying to get to in terms of the penetration and the kind of returns that everyone's expecting.
Volumetric capture. How is this going to affect our VFX pipelines? Because we're thinking of it in terms of, you presented it in terms of it being this video experience, which it is, but it also, to me, seems to have a whole flip side in VFX and a whole different way of capturing and translating motion into that environment.
Right. I mean, we've had a lot of interest from the visual effects and film communities over a range of things. So, initially they go to, I want the actor in the scene. I want to shoot them this way and then recompose them and relight them. And there's some application for that. Our relighting abilities are somewhat limited. We don't estimate materials, so they don't have the flexibility they're used to having. But there are all these other supplemental things going all the way to previs or really rich animator reference for films. Background characters or foreground characters where you just need to make small shifts. So we're exploring that entire range of things. One of the first things we started on way back when was we thought, well, telling stories with this is going to be really cool. And we found that to be a very tough nut to crack. So we're coming in from very practical applications and letting people figure out how they could use it next and kind of following their lead.